Hear me now. My goodness. They're saying, the devil is not happy with the work that we are doing, disturbing us. The live feed just decided to cut on us just like that when one of my sponsors was asking a relevant question or was posing an interesting topic on the comment section there. Just give me a second. Checking one, two. Checking one, two. My goodness. Let's change this mic. Okay, am I audible now? My goodness. My apologies, African brothers and sisters. The internet just decided to cut us. We'll never know what is the reasons why this technology is doing what it's doing, but we are back. We are back at it again. Please wipe your feet by clicking the like button and go in the comment section. Tell us where you are watching us from. We really appreciate it. I was about to tell Tulane to say, Tulane, send me an email, a private email. I did write my email on the comment section to say, Tulane, send me the email on the comment section. Now, for those who are coming in, you have not missed, well, you did miss a little bit. I was just telling people my process of registering the school, my experience at the Department of Education. And I think that is going to be what is going to slow down the process because we want our school to be registered. We want our school to be on the database of the Department of Education, even though these departments really their work is to work with white monopoly capitalists. Because I did send the email. Okay, I don't know what I'll reply after this, my brother. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So let me just check if I got the email also. Um, Yeah, Tulane ngitholile. Trinity also, I've got your email. Ngiyabonga guys. Ngiyabonga. So even with the Department of Education, really their mandate is not to liberate the black child. Because the department is mostly responsible for public schools. And in the public schools, the teacher to learner ratio is it's crazy. The teacher to learner ratio in the Department of in the public schools is crazy. A teacher cannot focus on what or that they are given there. Once the ratio passes 1 to 35, you're gone. There's no way you're going to be able to reach to the needs of each child as a teacher. Not forgetting that you are not only teaching the subject, but also you are teaching the ways of life of Africans. So, for example, when I was studying business studies, we asked the teacher, Mr. Spear, why is it that you are teaching business studies, but you yourself don't have a business? Huh? Why is it that you are teaching accounting, but you yourself don't do people's books on the private side? How can you teach something that you don't practice? You know, Teachers are no longer that quality that we used to have when we grew up. When we grew up, we had genuine teachers that were concerned about the child, that were concerned about the behavior of the child. They will call your parents, they will beat the shit out of you, then call your parents, they will take you to the principal's office. The teachers in our time was the last generation that were good. Today's teachers is people that just studied teaching by mistake because other classes were full. They went to go and study teaching. They are no longer, they don't have passion. They, in their mind, when they see a naughty child or naughty children in the class, they are just saying, ah, you know what, it's just for this year. Let this child just pass. Let it just pass. Or I'm just going to fail this child to spoil it. Because the African agenda is not there in our teachers. You understand what I'm saying? So we want to do something about that because, like I said, we will be asked, what did you do about the complaints that you have? and we're going to say, no, the ANC did this to us, the ANC did that to us. We will have a lot of complaints. But at the end of the day, what did you do? And if we did nothing, then it means we are also nothing. We have failed ourselves and we have failed the coming generation. So that's what basically we are talking about. We also touched a little bit on the manifesto of the DA that will be at the Union Building in Tshwane. In Tshwane, Babo from America asked the question. Said, "King, did you see?" Well, African brother living in America. He said, "King, did you see how white people were not there at the airport when Bafana Bafana was coming back? Huh? Did you see?" And we spoke about this. There were very few YouTube channels that were speaking about the fake love that South Africans give to the Springbok. And that love, that fake love that black South Africans were giving to the Springbok is because they want validation from their white counterparts. They want white people to think that there is togetherness. And we said, and I've said it just before the live feed um, broke, white people only tolerate us in two areas: entertainment and sports. And sports is entertainment, it's the same thing. Entertainment, music, movies, that's where they go. Ellen, okay, we obviously will always have, I don't know what white people are doing on my on my live streams. I don't know what is it that the brothers are doing here and sisters always commenting. We support a national team because it's a national team. Remember, South Africa got third spot, so that basically means they also won. Uh, and we said when white people had power, and I showed you guys, if you can go on my videos, you will see when white people had power before 1994 in the stadiums, they did not allow black people to watch rugby with them. They did not. The stadiums were full of only white people. So this thing of black people saying rugby is our sport, we also play sport. No, you're playing it because you want validation. You want to be accepted by your masters, your colonizers. That is what is happening. We said when white people had power, when they had government, they only built schools and houses for themselves. They only build roads to benefit themselves. They only build an economy for themselves. Just like what is happening in Kleinfontein, just like what is happening in Orania, that is just as it is happening in Fatherland. People don't know this. Kleinfontein, Gauteng, Orania, Northern Cape, Fatherland in Limpopo. That is what is happening here. They were considering themselves only. The rugby team was only white people. The cricket team was only white people, but there were black people in the community. When we took power, instead of looking after our own, we included them. Why? Because black people are too loving and kind. There is no white person if you harm them any way, shape, or form. In fact, I always say this: show me one country in the world, not 10 countries, not 20 countries, not 6 countries. Show me one country in the world where white people are living in harmony with any other race, harmony with other races. And also show me one country in the world where the white people have colonized. When I say colonized, I include the Portuguese, I include the Dutch, I include the British, I include the French, I include the Belgians, I include. Show me one country where they colonized that African country and gave back the power in peace, where there was no blood shed. One country. Understand? You understand? You understand what I'm saying? Show me one country. Johnson Green says, "How did you get so wise to be so young?" I am a reincarnation of African heroes. I think I believe in people's spirits coming. I believe that people. How do I explain this? Because I also don't understand it very well. I believe that the African heroes that were killed and murdered, like Thomas Sankara, Marshall, Samora Michel, um, Chris Hani, Patrick Lumumba, and many others. I can name many more. Their spirit never left. Who is brave enough? And the reincarnation is happening all the time. You see it in people like George Simon of Ghana. You see it in Professor Lumumba. You see it in Sister Arikana. You see it in Julius Malema. You see it in Ibrahim Torre. You see it in many people, and you ask yourself, what is yeah, we back Babu, we back. Why is this person so wise? There's no wise. I don't see myself as a wise young man. I'm just seeing myself as a hungry young man who wants to see his people liberated. Now, I lost my train of thought there. Now, secondly, Babu, what you were saying about South Africa soccer team going to AFCON. Remember, going to AFCON, nobody expected Bafana Bafana to do good. We are used to getting knocked out in the group stages. We are used to that. Nobody expected Bafana Bafana to do any good. But Bafana Bafana came back with a bronze medal, and that is uh, to be celebrated. Understand? Because remember, when you are playing as a soccer team and your country does not support you, you don't have morale. Your self-esteem dies because the people that you are playing for are not behind you. You guys know, I personally know, I have started multiple businesses where my family did not support me. And the Joy Gym, a fitness gym here in Kimberley, Google it. It is called Sweet Science Combat Gym. Sweet Science Combat Gym in Kimberley. Just type Kimberley Sweet Science Combat Gym. You will find it. That was my business. It got killed by COVID because when COVID came, we had to close the doors because we were made to believe that COVID is this. When you play and the people that you play for don't support you, your moral dies. Your moral dies. So for us to show that as Africa, or not as Africa, as South Africans, we support our national team because they are a national team, not because they have won, not because they have lost, because they are a national team. They are the best. Excuse me. They are the best amongst the best. We celebrate them. So even if Bafana Bafana goes to Cote d'Ivoire, plays and does not win and come back, we need to receive them as champions because it's that mindset that changes their mentality. It changes their mentality. When they come back, and they have lost the game, but we are still there clapping, say, boys, well done. You receive them as champions. Their mentality changes because there is nothing more embarrassing than losing, and after you lose, people are receiving you like a champion. It hits you home. When next time when you go and fight, you're like, "Ish, I want to do better for my people. I want to do better for my people." I know that. I know the last thing you want to hear is people kicking you while you are down. The people that motivate you when you are losing is the people that you want to make proud the next time you get into their ring. So white people, when they had power, they never included black people. They never did in any activity, especially in sports. You know, they made sure they sideline us in everything that we're doing. Now, when black people has power, they don't look after their own. They want white people to come. They want white people to continue with their dominance in the sports, the rugby. I mean, you can't tell me there isn't African giants walking around a Tonga boy that is 6 foot tall, 7 foot tall that can tackle and kill a person in a rugby game. We've got strong boys, but we are choosing. The opportunity is not open for them. So South Africans like kissing white asses, and not only South Africans, all African countries love kissing white ass. It makes them feel good about themselves. They are colonizers, the people who raped and killed us, the people who stole our religion, the people who stole our spirituality, the people who stole our arts and placed them in museums in France, in Belgium, in Netherlands, in the UK. The people who stole our minerals and put them in vaults and say that is what is backing their currency. We Africans are tolerant to the people that killed our ancestors, that put our ancestors in ships, and those who are rebellious, can't do anything, who can swim in the sea anyway. You understand? In those times, they will throw one to show you that we said keep quiet. When we say keep quiet and sit still, that's what we mean. We're gonna take one of you and throw them overboard. Those are the people that we want to celebrate with. Those are the people when a rugby team wins a World Cup because it is a national team, we want to go and celebrate with them. Bafana wins a bronze medal and they were not expected to do good there. You don't see any white people there. And I said, if we want to claim that South Africa is a rainbow nation, let's be a rainbow nation united behind serious things. Let's share the land. And note how we are saying share the land. We are still kind enough to say, let's share the land. Nobody's saying, let's take the land back and kill people. Let's do all of this stupid thing. Nobody's saying that. Of which they should, because an African should not want equality, an African should want revenge. But no, King, we don't want revenge, man. People are asking me, in Pan-African school, are you going to allow white people to come? Black people are asking me this. We are building a school named PASETA, Pan-African School of Economics, Technology, and Agriculture. In fact, I might change the word African, and I'll put Alka Bulan. Alka Bulan is the original name of Africa. I might change it. Go in the comment section and tell me, should I change it? Should I change the word African and put Alka Bulan? Alka Bulan is the original name of Africa. Should I change it? Should I change it? Because I have until next week. Next week, our name will be on the database. So until next week, I can change this Africa and put Alka Bulan. Alka Bulan, Pan Alka Bulan School of Economics, Technology, and Agriculture. I'm thinking about it. But I know that Africans, we have adopted that name and made it our own. Number two, that name no longer means land, it means skin tone. Africa no longer means a land, it means skin tone, it means a people. You understand? Black people born in China, they call black Chinese. They call African Chinese, excuse me. Black people born in European, they called African European. Black people born in America are called a name. It's no longer a land. Africa is people. It's a people. Wherever you Africa, it will say Africa. Black people, please stop. Ask stupid questions. It's a Pan-African school. We want our own people. They made me, they wanted me to feel like I am racist. Why would I want to build a school in South Africa where there is colored, Indians, whites, and I only want black people in that school? It's people who claim that they are Pan-Africanists, they ask you these questions. They ask you these questions. And remember, As we are growing, as the channel is growing, the channel is still young. We are almost at 20,000 subscribers. As we are growing, they will be going back on these videos and see and say, look what King said 3 years ago. Look what King said 20 years ago. Because I know these things. I'm not just anybody. Alkabulan sounds more authentic and genuine. Even this South African name should be thrown away. Our our land is answered. I don't know why on earth, because South Africa is a geographical direction. It's not a name of anything. We can't call our country South Africa. Where is South Africa? In the southern part of Africa. What is its name? South Africa. Why is there no North Africa or West Africa? Understand? This is Central Africa, which also they must change their name. So TD, I agree with you. TD Muloy, I agree with you. I agree with you. Alkabulan it sounds more authentic, like you said. It's proper. It's proper. Considering it, because remember now that I'm in the process of registering the school and everything. Yes, there's so many things happening, and unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, I'm still in this journey alone. I have people that are going to help me, but I have to run the process of registration alone. And I've got other things that I'm doing, and I have to find time to come. There's no one that's helping me. We have Katleho that is helping us with the branding. Kat, I appreciate your help. So I think, and we have never had any political party in South Africa speak about changing the name South Africa. I have not had any political party that says, listen, people, South Africa is a direction. It's a geographical direction or where our land is. It's in the southern tip of Africa. We need to change our name to Azania. We need to. The world population, the African population, we believe started from the south up, not from the north down, from the south up, because we have the oldest man-known calendar in Africa. That is in Mpumalanga. So South Africa is a very special place. South Africa is a very special place. People don't know about the old ancient buildings in South Africa. They only know about the pyramids in the north of Africa. But I'm telling you, South Africa has got some serious history in it. Mankind started here. If you study it properly, you'll come back to South Africa. So Alkabulan, I'm really considering it. I'm really considering it. I'm considering it. CD, you're onto something there. You're onto something there. You're onto something there. So yes, my African brothers and sisters, if me and you don't build the institutions, if we don't build the school, we are next to useless. Our job was to come to earth, reproduce ourselves, and then die. Africa, when are we going to stop speaking English? I was traveling a couple of months ago, and Blood says, King, I was traveling a couple of months ago, and it was heartbreaking how I was only seeing rose names after Africans, Afrikaners. I think you wanted to say Afrikaners. My brother, you know nothing. Come to Northern Cape. Come to Northern Cape. Almost 90% of the names of the towns in Northern Cape are Afrikaans names. Come to Northern Cape. And remember, I'm from Mpumalanga, where that is not normal. In Mpumalanga, especially in KwaNdebele, you can Falbank, KwaMhlanga, Zakhene, M30, Marapiane, and it's African names, but those are not the developed places. You go to places that are developing that have got the robots, KFC, and all of that, Africans names. African names. Black people, love each other. South Africa, please love your Zimbabwean brothers. Let's come together and make history. We are. And one thing believe me, one thing I'm going to make sure, I don't care even if I have to headhunt a Zimbabwean child, there will be a Zimbabwean child in this school. That one I'm going to make sure, because we need to build a different generation in Zimbabwe that does not see South Africa as enemies, but that sees South Africa as an opportunity to build relations between the two countries. Because Zimbabweans, Zimbabwe countries, I think, have got 85 minerals under their ground. Gold dominated. Zimbabwe, I think, is the third biggest, or if not in the top 5 in gold export. Billions of rand are being exported from Zimbabwe, but the country is poor. How is that possible? How is it that the DRC Congo is the highest producer of